With KCC Photography and KCCactions.com. I'm going to quickly go over a couple of things in the Autumn Days set and how to use it, and some adjustments that we can make that's going to make our photos better. Depending on how you shoot, if you shoot cooler or warmer in your temperature settings for the your white balance, then it may vary, and you may have to do extra steps, or may not have to do anything. But I'm going to show you because I do shoot a little bit warmer. So, all right, let's go and get started. Now, the first thing I'm going to use here, really quick, is our fall conversion. And fall conversion is going to take these greens, and they're like limey greens. We're going to actually convert them to like oranges and yellows. And the reason I'm doing that is because I actually don't want those limey green colors in there. So we could actually turn this up a little bit, and if you like that, you could actually stop right there, and that would be great. So I'm going to come into fall conversion, and I like to set my brush somewhere around 45% based on the temperature that I shoot at. And I like to just kind of brush over the skin tones here. We don't want orange or yellow skin. And a little bit over the hair. Here you go. And that will get you all the colors in here, but it won't get on the skin there. So we're just going to use a couple real quick, and I'm going to use bolder oranges. And we're just going to paint this right here behind her, and you can see how bold those oranges actually are. So you have a lot of options in this set. And let's cut that down just a little bit. And because there's so much yellow represented right now, I'm actually going to skip the yellow and just do red. And that's just because we want to add some of those really cool reds that you see in the fall. And there you go. This really that simple. Just to do this. So there's other things that we could do. We could drop in light overlays or leaf overlays, but I think this looks pretty good. So then you just want to adjust your overall opacity. If you want to embolden that more, you could definitely do that. I don't see the need. So I'm going to show you a couple other things really quick. Let's go to some one-click stuff. Now there's this particular one is called apple cider, and I'm just going to show you really quick. If you had a person standing in this photo, you would want to remove some off the skin tones. The apple cider is going to give it like a red glow, basically. But if you'll come down here to the cider layers at the very bottom, and we can actually cut this down, and you'll see the difference in the tones here. We don't really want that on our subjects. That particular tone is going to help you with some of these other colors here. And then there's lots of little things in here. We could do a reduction right here. If we were to pull that up, you'll see that reduces some of the exterior light. If you want to add more light, then you would just cut that completely off, just to give you an idea. And for one like this, I would probably choose something like Harvest Boldness that's already got a lot of fall tones in it. And then you could actually run this over your digital backgrounds if you wanted to before. But even with Harvest Boldness, I would probably come down to our Bold Darkness, and I would cut that down because it's going to give you, it's going to darken the image up some. And you can see we can just create really beautiful tones very simply. Alright, so I'm going to try to run through one more thing real quick. We're going to use a couple here. Let's start with our our Autumn Days paint. This is like a brush in effect. We're going to brush in some beautiful orange and reds and yellows, and it's going to happen for us pretty instantly. And the reason I did not use fall conversion on this one first is because the greens are naturally a lot darker and not that limey color. You could have done that and it would look good. I can show you. But it's not. It wasn't completely necessary for this, and I'm trying to kind of go through it pretty fast. So we're just painting around our subject here. We're going to try our best to stay off. If we make a mistake, we can always go back and correct it. That looks pretty good. So the next thing I'm going to show you is we're going to use one that's in here that is called Add Depth. And this is going to really make our subject pop by creating a darker effect around our subject. So this is optional, of course, just like everything else. This is kind of my personal style. I do like having the background a little darker. But I'm not going to quite have it that dark. So let's go ahead and cut this down. I just want her to kind of stand out a little bit. And then we're going to use one called November Mist. And this is a paint in option too, but we're going to kind of make like a foggy look behind her back here. And that gives it kind of that fall hazy look. Right there in the background, like you see a lot of fog usually. And let's go ahead and cut this down just a little bit. And the reason I moved it above is because I had it underneath to add depth, and we don't want that. Alright, so now we're just going to do really quick just to show you what is called a light swap. And that's going to create like a really, really hazy light. We're going to kind of play with this real quick. In here, and we're going to do a haze drop, so that's going to pull some of that out, and then we're going to add some punch. And then I'm going to cut all of this down. And even our haze drop, we may want to cut down just a little bit, but I do want it in there. And I'm going to show you really quick. I'll just show you how to drop in a really pretty leaf here. Use 41. I'm just going to drag this in. This is in our leaf set, our relay leaf set. And we are going to hit Control or Command T and kind of just scale this and have it falling down. Maybe even a little bit smaller. Now, I personally like to create a line from the eyes, kind of get an idea of where she would be looking. And I can see my line here. So we're just going to set this right on top of that line. And that should be in her line of sight. And then we can actually delete that now. So let's go ahead and just add a little bit of motion blur because leaves fall. Maybe do like 10 pixels. There you go. And if you were to drag this underneath our Autumn Days, you'll see that this actually gets richer colors as well. If you guys have any questions at all, you can email them to Kevin at kccphotography.net or staff at kccactions.com.